Bitcoins and beer, bitcoins and beer. Here is Norm, he's a storm as he screams and raves and rants. He is here drinking beer, spilling bitcoins on his pants. Hello, it's me Norm again, here once again to drink beer and talk about Bitcoin. And today we're going to have a little bit of a different subject, but it's still going to fall hopefully in the same genre. First of all, today's beer is in a can. How weird. I think I haven't done a beer can. So this is called this by Ballast Point, which is a brewery down in Southern California. And it's called Sculpton. I've had this beer before. It's a very good beer. I believe this premiering, not premiering, it's the first time I've had it on the show. So, actually the first time I've had this beer in a can. It usually has a big ugly fish on the cover, like all their beers. And I got to drink it directly out of a can, just like I do when I'm fishing. Because cans are great for that. It's nice, actually, especially out of a can. A little bit more expensive than other beers, I have to say. Okay, I'm going to start off today's rant, which I apologize for not doing on Thursday. I have to do it on the weekend. Thursday got a little bit hectic for me, and I had to catch up on everything on the weekend. So I'm going to start off reading a quote, actually. I'm going to read it so I don't mess it up. And this quote is from Frank Zappa. If you don't know who Frank Zappa is, a very wise man. In the 60s, he had two kids, actually more than two kids. I can't think of the bald one's name, but I know he had Moon Zappa, who sung a very famous song in the 80s called Valley Girl, and Weasel Zappa, very famous guitarist, late 80s, early 90s. And there's my cat walking across the keyboard. He's probably going to... Okay. You didn't mess anything up. Alright, cool. Okay. So this is a quote from Frank Zappa. It has nothing to do about Bitcoin, but it has to do about beer and a little bit about sovereignty, too, which I'm going to talk about a little bit. Okay. You can't be a real country unless you have a beer and airline, and it helps if you have some sort of football team or some nuclear weapons. But at the very least, a beer. Frank Zappa. That's where the beer comes. You notice how he didn't say anything about currency? Very strange, huh? You'd think you would need to be a country if you had currency. Bitcoin's kind of international. Well, it is international. What else is international? Gold? Silver? Copper? Why don't we use those as currency? Hey, that's a brilliant idea. Well, I have news for you. Up until about 40, 50 years ago, a little over 40 years ago, maybe a little bit before my lifetime, that's what the world used as currency, was gold and silver. Because you can mint a silver ounce or a copper penny or a gold $20 piece. And let's, for the sake of argument, the price used to be like 1 pound of copper used to get you 1 ounce of silver. 20 ounces of silver got you 1 ounce of gold. And for thousands of years, we're talking over 2,000 years, even back to King Solomon's, Solomon's days. that's the way it was. And if they issue money, they minted a silver ounce coin, a copper penny, and maybe 100 pennies got you a pound, and 1 pound of copper got you an ounce of silver, which was $1, and 20 pieces of silver got you an ounce of gold, which was $20. 5 ounces of gold was $100. That fluctuated from time to time, but for the most part, that's what it was. And the value of a country was how much gold it had in its vaults. And this was the standard for thousands of years. I mean, thousands of years. That's what the standard was. Now, the value of a country is how much debt you have. Isn't that crazy? It's not how much you have in the bank, it's how much your credit limit is. That's like saying, okay, well, you may have more money than I have in the bank, but I have a higher credit limit. Give me a freaking break. You may have a higher credit limit because maybe you think you own a house or a property. You don't really own property here in the United States. If you don't believe me, don't pay your don't pay your property tax, and the real owner will take it back from you. Trust me. But don't pay your mortgage. Then that's what our economy is based on. How much you owe. Your mortgage-backed securities. Bank's got to take it back. If you don't pay your mortgage, the government's going to take it back if you don't pay your property taxes. You don't own anything. You're a slave to debt. You really think we're free? We don't have sovereignty. No such thing anymore. There's no such thing. That's why Bitcoin is so appealing. What's the value in Bitcoin? It's not like gold or silver. Sure, you can mine it, yeah. Why do they make money mining it? Well, the value's in the freaking network, the blockchain. You have to have incentive to keep the network alive. To earn Bitcoin, you mine it. And mining keeps the network alive from its mining keeps the network alive because you do the transactions that way. That's what makes it so cheap. You're giving Bitcoin, well, they're earning the Bitcoin by doing your transactions, the miners. But yet, there's no value. Just like there was no value in the internet. Just ask any publisher. Oh yeah, you mean I don't have to store this freaking paper anywhere, or have a delivery cost, or have the cost of paper and ink? I can just shoot it out over this thing called the internet? How is that publishing? What's the tangible thing you have there? Music industry is the same way. Gosh, the music industry. What? No tangible things? You just download it? And boy, Apple figured that stuff out right away. Think about it. There was no ever national currency except for gold, copper, and silver. Maybe some other nickel and platinum. But, you know, I'll let you figure this all out. We've been living in some sort of Kensington experiment for the last 40 or 50 years. They try to make it oil, but watch the movie Rollover and find out what could go wrong with that. You don't even have to watch a movie, just watch a trailer. What could go wrong with having a petrol-backed dollar? Henry Kissinger. What could go wrong? I'm not even going to expand on that this time. But cheers. Satoshi saved is Satoshi earned.